Welcome back to another GeekaWhat video, and today I'm going to talk about something that just interested me and provoked a little bit of thought within me, and that is SLI. Is Nvidia abandoning SLI completely? So let me talk to you about it, why it's not necessarily a bad thing, and why I've possibly kind of jumped to these conclusions. Now, on Nvidia's recent GTX 1070 and GTX 1080 releases, both incredibly powerful graphics cards at pretty decent price to performance kind of ranges. Both of them have SLI. They only support two-way SLI. You can kind of mod job 3 and 4-way SLI, and the eagle-eyed among you will have noticed that they do have two SLI fingers, which normally would have been enough for 3 and 4-way SLI. But Nvidia's new high bandwidth SLI bridge utilises both of these prongs, if you will, and both of these connectors. So 3 and 4-way by Nvidia are officially out of the question. So that was kind of the first nail in the coffin for Nvidia's SLI. And then just literally like yesterday, the day before yesterday, Nvidia announced the GTX 1060. Now, if we take a look around the card, there is no SLI connection whatsoever. Now, I know what you're thinking, James. You can't just presume that because there's no SLI connection on a GTX 1060 that there's going to be no SLI anymore. But let me tell you why they might actually be getting rid of it. Now, DirectX 12, which is the game architectures that games run upon, most games like up till now for the past kind of 6 years or so have been based on DirectX 11 and DirectX 10, DirectX 9 and backwards, but mostly DirectX 11. DirectX 12, even though I can't really say it properly, is just on the horizon, and that's the special software that everyone's been kind of going, oh my god, it's amazing, that was able to support multi-GPU setups with different GPUs and with AMD and Nvidia GPUs. Now, firstly, what do I think about getting rid of an SLI connector and an SLI prong, if you will, on a GTX 1060? Personally, I don't see any reason you'd want to SLI that card. From new, if you were going to SLI that card, you'd be better get off getting a 1070 or 1080 rather than getting two 1060s, because SLI and multi-GPU setups, as we know, some games just won't use a second graphics card. They'll be like, give me the first one, buy second one kind of thing, which is really, really annoying. And other games will only use half the second one and use all of the first one and allocate everything to the second one but not the first one, and it gets very, very messy. However, if you are getting a system with, say, an i5, a GTX 1060, 8 gigs of RAM, and then later on down the line you go, oh, I've got another $250 to upgrade my PC, buying more RAM's really not going to make a difference. Buying a new power supply might not be necessary. A case is purely aesthetic. CPU core you've probably already got. So you think, okay, I'll just buy another graphics card. It might not scale properly, but so what? I've just come in to 250 quid. I couldn't afford to spend £500 on a graphics, $500 on a graphics card when I first bought my PC. So you know what? Got some more money. You get the message. Shove in another GPU. That to me would be the only situation where doing GTX 1060 SLI would be the best option, even if it did provide better performance per dollar or per pound than getting one single card, such as a 1070 or 1060. The issues there aren't big enough for me to actually face. However, if you've got a spare money later on down the line, it's a great option for doing SLI. However, let's talk about the actual main subject of the video before I go off on a tangent. Now, the 1060, yes, isn't the best card to SLI. You don't want to SLI it. There really is no point in it. However, the card it's competing directly against, the RX 480, supports Crossfire, which is AMD's version of Nvidia SLI, multi-GPU configuration and multi-GPU technology, supports up to 4-way Crossfire. So you can go and get a GTX 1060, you've got one of them. You can go and get an RX 480, yeah, you can have 4. But the RX 480, the Crossfire element has actually been a massive argument for the card. A lot of people have been putting two RX 480s, much like AMD demoed, against a GTX 1080 and actually beating the graphics card. However, it isn't all bad news. DirectX 12 that I've been talking about that isn't really being used that much yet does have the option for game developers to be able to support using multiple GPUs, whether that be multiple GTX 1060, so the card wouldn't be an SLI. Instead, it would be seen as two separate graphics cards, one 1060, the other 1060, or one 1070, the other 1070, and the game would then be able to go, oh yeah, I'll use both of those. However, there is a big caveat and there is a big twist to this. The scaling in this will be miles better than SLI or Crossfire, because the game game will either support multi-GPU or it won't support multi-GPU. And if it supports it, it will be well coded for it. With SLI and Crossfire, it's like, yeah, you got 2 GPUs, one of them might not work kind of thing. But if the game has been coded for multiple GPU setups, then you know it's going to work. But this is the big thing. Setting a game up to work with multiple GPUs takes a lot more time, a lot more money, and a lot more resources. And if 90% of gamers, which isn't a real statistic by the way, don't hold me accountable to that, most people actually won't go for an SLI or a Crossfire setup. The enthusiasts might be a bit upset with this news, but the chances are the enthusiasts are on the 1070 and 1080 cards. So to conclude, Nvidia perhaps are phasing out SLI. If they hadn't have included SLI functionality with the 1070 and the 1080, everyone would have got up off their chairs and just gone buy Nvidia. Yeah, no. Because the 1070 and 1080 are both incredibly enthusiast-mind cards. And if you are going to be spending $600 on a graphics card, you're going to want the option to buy another one. And Nvidia certainly aren't going to go, yeah, we'll take 600, but we don't want another 600. No. With the highest end card, it tends to be that you'll always want to run, if you have the money, more than one of them, because the performance increases. And if you're on the highest end card anyway, then the only way to actually get better performance is to get another high end card. Now, for me, if in 6 months' time DirectX 12 is supporting multi-GPU setups everywhere and loads of games are doing it, then this is going to be great. Nvidia can say bye to SLI, it doesn't really matter. AMD can say bye to Crossfire because DX12 has got it covered, but the chances are, will it have it covered or not? Yes, the SLI and Crossfire scaling isn't very good. However, people have come to expect that, and if you go into an SLI setup, you know that. You go, yeah, right, I'm accepting that one of them might not be working properly in one game or working at all. However, with DirectX 12, it's fully in the hands of the game developers, and most game developers at the minute still have to optimize and code for SLI and Crossfire. With DirectX 12, we don't know the workload, not all the titles are on DirectX 12. Look at some of the most popular games, like CSGO, for example, which is an older but more easy to run game. GTA 5, they're DirectX 11, well, CSGO's like 9 or 10, DirectX 11 games. And if you're buying a GTX 1060, GTA 5 is still one of the most popular titles. So if it doesn't support SLI Crossfire and you have another $250 later on down the line, alright, go grab another graphics card. You might be able to play Star Wars Battlefront with 2 GPUs, but you can't use the second one in GTA 5, which you would be able to do if you'd bought a 960 or a 970 and got those in SLI. So it's just food for thought. I suppose it's all going to kind of see how it goes, but I can't necessarily blame Nvidia for not including SLI, but, you know, hopefully you did find this video useful, informative or helpful. It was slightly on the longer side, so I do apologise for that. Make sure to drop a like rating. If you did enjoy it, make sure to subscribe. I've got a pretty kick-ass review of this incredible Bluetooth speaker. Even my monitors are telling me to shut up now. And I'll see you in the next GeekaWhat video.